This is TV Sports 27, second half kicking off here in Arena Football. The Grand Rapids Rampage and the Nashville Cats are both 4-0. They're both in the American Central, and this is a battle for first place. But you see the score, a shocking, maybe not so shocking. I mean, we have done this the last three weeks, which has been crazy. But in week one, which was the last time that we were on the road, we went to overtime with the Columbus Destroyers. So I was kind of thinking that was going to be the case again, and also going against another 4-0 team, such as the Grand Rapids Rampage are. But it is 38-14. If you want to see how it all played out, don't miss the first half. You can check it either on YouTube or on Patreon, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching it right now with us on Twitch, then your only option is Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, then the video will be up on YouTube. There you go. John Fitzgerald, quarterback of the Nashville Cats, has been rocked. He's been knocked around, beat up a little bit out there. Fitzgerald is able to get that one, and Lewis now is going to be injured. So Carnell Lewis, it's pretty much been him and Jackson who have been the two guys. Of course, Chris Jackson, as we previously mentioned, if you're familiar with our Georgia Force Arena Football series, which all those classic episodes are up on our Patreon page. $5 gets you in the door. There's Bobby Scipio finally stepping up. Say Scipio hadn't done anything today, but I think that's his first catch of the ball game. See the numbers for John Fitzgerald, and it seems like every time we take on an opposing quarterback, our defense is just putting them in a world of hurt. Like, just interceptions left and right. Fitzgerald gonna try to run it again, and nowhere for him to go. The running back, Ford, comes in and gets the tackle. Lonnie Ford, and you see the back spasm, so Lewis should be done for the day, unless they try to sneak him back out in the fourth or something. John Fitzgerald. Oh, how about that? Chris Oldham, who's got the interception in the first half, just spikes the ball right into the turf. Get out of here with that. Boom. How about it? Fitzgerald, again, incomplete. And this Grand Rapids Rampage defense continuing to dominate. 4th and 8. You know, we had, I think, Roll Tide in the first game mentioned when we were giving up 60 points. They get this defense together. The last 4 games, this Rampage defense has been unreal. They look like the 85 Bears.
Ball on the 15-yard line.
Looking for a 40 on the scoreboard here. Marshall has it. Bobby Scipio pushes them into the boards.
21-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10.
Fans are in shock in Music City. This is one of the biggest things that happened in Nashville since the Nashville Predators played the Stanley Cup here a couple of years ago. They haven't had much to get excited about in Nashville. Vanderbilt, no. Titans, no. Predators, no. The Sounds, forget about it. How about the 4-0 Nashville Cats? But they are in shock right now. Absolute shock.
The extra point attempt is good.
45-14 in another Arena Football blowout.
Moore back deep to return.
But you know what? You get people all the time, too, in the comments on YouTube. When you don't play well, they get mad. You know, how can you? They want you to win every game. Well, now we're winning every game in blowout fashion, so it's either, you know, you're going to get the 8-8 season that we had with the Commanders, or you're going to get 5-0 where blowing everyone out. Which one's more exciting? Fitzgerald, boy, it's been a couple of times that Fitzgerald's tried to run the ball, and it's just, he's gone nowhere.
The ball carrier, no gain
He does not quite have the get up and go that other quarterbacks have. Fitzgerald to Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson and Bobby Scipio trying to hype themselves up. And that's a solid. I mean, Scipio, Jackson, come on. This is a solid group, solid lineup. 14 points on the board. Same sliders for both teams as a reminder. You guys go watch week one. We set the sliders up. Both teams have the same exact sliders. Fitzgerald. There is no answer right now. Look at Fitzgerald's getting excited. I think he might be a little CT'd, a little concussed right now. Because this is no time to be celebrating. Fitzgerald drops it off to Moore. Yeah. It's been that day. It was D Moore. So 4th down here. Nashville is not converted on a 4th. And things are going to get even more out of hand. This has been our biggest blowout to date of the blowouts that we've had so far. John Fitzgerald. Jackson, they gave it to him. I wasn't sure he got a foot down, but Chris Jackson, they're going to say he got it down. We don't get replays in this game. No challenges, so it's referee's call. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Did he make that catch? Pitching it to Bobby Scipio. No, Scipio gets spun up and over. Looking like Super Bowl 32 John Elway out there. But without the impressive run at the beginning. Just the spinning part. Fitzgerald. All day to throw it. It's tipped. And Jackson. That's the second time Chris Jackson's caught a pass in that same manner. That's the second time he's caught a pass like that. Now, at what point do the Nashville Cats start trying to go for the onside kicks here?
The extra point attempt is good.
I'm going to line up just in case. Now they're going to kick it deep. 40-yard drive. Grosh has it. Picks up a nice block. The time will wind down. We'll see how many plays in the third we get. Probably this will be the only one. 45-21. A combined 8-0 on the field right now. And again, boy, you're seeing it. That's the advantage that Nashville has. They have a unique end zone. And these are touchdowns for playing in Grand Rapids. 45-21 doesn't matter, though. This is TB Sports 27. Support the channel. Check us out on Patreon, Streamlabs, and Ko-Fi. When we're streaming, you can put a little message live up on the screen. Head on over to Streamlabs. Support the channel on Ko-Fi. We also have Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. And we give our shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. Ultra fans, mega fans. We're looking for 10 new signups if you guys want to see a second season of ESPN NFL 2K5. Maybe I need to switch teams because everyone seems to hate that I'm calling them the Washington Commanders. I've never seen so much hatred for a team name before. That's wild. But it is, yeah, second season. I'm hoping to get 10 new signups at Patreon. So if you guys want to see a second season, let's unlock it. Let's work together, unlock it, and get that done. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Willis Marshall.
Touchdown, Rampage.
Grand Rapids responding. They could be closing in on another 60-point game.
The extra point attempt is good.
52-21.
Grand Rapids is lined up for the kickoff. Jackson.
We've seen many Arena Bowl that were like this. Guys, remember Arizona and Cleveland was a blowout like this. We've seen Arizona and San Jose have some Arena Bowl blowouts.
Kickoff return 5 yards. Jackson on the return. They'll start the drive at the 5-yard line. 1st and 10.
Season average way down for the Nashville Cats. Fitzgerald just getting flustered again. Not finding anybody open and then just giving it to Chris Jackson, who tumbles over the wall into some equipment. Now it's looking like a safety here. There's no backboards, so we could have a Dan Orlovsky situation here. Fitzgerald going deep. Bobby Scipio, 49-yard touchdown pass. Apparently that broke a record in arena football, at least in this world. 49-yard touchdown pass, John Fitzgerald to Bobby Scipio. And they have a pulse. It's a very light one. It's a very, very light pulse, but they got a pulse, by God.
The extra point attempt is good.
I think they're for sure lining up an onside kick situation here. You gotta get 3 more touchdowns to get back into this thing. Al Falk on the onside kick. Doesn't go anywhere. Picked up by Randy Jackson.
1st and 10. Ball on the 15-yard.
I mean, the stats are all evenly matched. Absolutely, look at that. But the one thing that's not is the scoreboard. How about no turnovers again for Shane Stafford and Grand Rapids? Passing complete, looking for Willis Marshall out of the corner of the end zone.
Marshall, the intended receiver on the play. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 15-yard line.
Fleming. Oh, man, Fleming. We've seen a lot of broken tackles. We've seen a lot of guys able to slip through.
Gain of 8 on the play. 3rd and 2.
Well, here's some breaking news at the time that we're streaming this. Chris Sale traded to the Atlanta Braves. So there you go, from Boston, or acquired. A trade or an acquisition. Man, baseball players. That is one frustrating thing about baseball. Oh, fumble! We jinxed him. We were talking about how clean he had been. And we got a fumble. Baseball players like Chris Sale has been such a great player. He's been on like 5 teams.
1st and 10.
Like recently. Like, come on. Baseball players never stay put. What's the last player to like play his whole career on like one team? Like Cal Ripken, maybe? Did he go anywhere?
Incomplete pass. Jackson, the intended receiver on the play. 2nd and 10.
It makes it hard to want to keep up. And I know I just did the same with the Diamondbacks where we traded away players we just acquired, but yeah, it is frustrating.
Jackson with the reception. Gain of 2
Well,
on the play.
you're Nashville. Take some shots down the field.
15-yard line.
It worked out with Bobby Scipio. You can't do this dink and dunk. You can't play like Russell Wilson. You got to take some shots down the field. It's fumbled, but it goes out of bounds. That was D. Moore who fumbled it. I guess they're going to say he made a football move. The ball gets put back, though. I guess you can't advance the football on a fumble. Moose. What's going on, Moose? I hate to say it, you came in at the very tail end of this game. We're getting ready to wrap up at the end of this one, but we're glad you're here. You got 2 4-0 teams going at it right now. Battle of the unbeatens. How you doing today, my friend? What's going on? What have you been up to? 52-28, John Fitzgerald. Open, Scipio loses the football. Fleming picks it up before it goes out of bounds. And there will be no major comeback. There's Joe Jacobs talking to coach. Just got off work. Nice. Little weekend work. Hopefully he has a good day. You know, work can always be hit or miss sometimes. So I'm trying to make this my work. Get a couple of first downs and get out of Nashville with the win. Fleming! Oh, how about the little two-step into the end zone? What's going on, SK Money? Coach Prime, yeah, Coach Prime Rib. Patreon.com. Oh, and the hits are still coming between Nashville and Grand Rapids. The rivalry continuing between these two. SK Money, you're never going to get to see a close arena football game. Every game you've been at has been a blowout. 59-28.
Back deep to return.
The brutal Bob Evans.
Kickoff return 7 yards. More on the return. They'll start the drive.
Minute 25 is pretty much garbage time here for the Nashville Cats. And all that's left will be seeing if the Orlando Predators are also at 5-0 after this week. So your black and red teams may be both a combined 10-0 when this one's all said and done.
Ball on the 11-yard line.
Fitzgerald's just had no zip on the ball. Everything's just been kind of like not literally underhanded, but just underhand, like dying duck kind of throws. There's Bobby Scipio, and Scipio, two of the bigger catches of this game for the Cats. Shane Stafford, your Blue Chew player of the game. Get yourself a Blue Chew and celebrate like Shane Stafford, Blue Chew player of the game. Fitzgerald, touchdown to D. Moore.
Touchdown, Cats!
So they get 21 points here in the second half. Still frustrating for the fans of Nashville. Al Falk. And it is good. So onside kick for Nashville. And whether you guys are not familiar with arena football. Oh, it's a fumble! Woo, picked up by Grand Rapids. You're going to have to run up the score here because they only give you 10 yards to work with. And you have to get forward progress or else the clock stops. So you're pretty much... Oh, the clock is going to run. Okay. Oh, we're working with EA's rules here. So we can at least get 15 seconds to wind down here. But yeah, domination again on to 5-0. Ford. See if Nashville doesn't call a timeout, we can let this one wind to a close. And they do not call a timeout. So that is how this one will end. We're going to look at the scores from week number 5, but 59-35 as the Grand Rapids Rampage continuing their domination, and a team that we didn't even draft. But we're rolling with them, looking like the team to beat. Let's celebrate, and let's look at some scores from week number 5.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please drive home safely.
Uh-oh, quarterback fight. Quarterback fight, Fitzgerald and Stafford. Hey, we're going to see these guys again in Grand Rapids. Rematch coming up later this year. Show you some stats real quick. Shane Stafford finishes 257 yards, 7 touchdowns on the day. The 1 fumble, but looking like could be making a claim for MVP here. Scores from around arena football. Here we go. Another loss for the Rattlers. So an interesting year of arena football where you got your dominant teams, the Rattlers, the Storm, the Sabercats all doing bad. Destroyers back in the win column. Closely contested battle there. Georgia Force blowing out the New Orleans Voodoo in the South. 54-24. So the Force up to 2-3, and the New Orleans Voodoo are going to fall down to 2-3 as well. Tampa Bay Storm, they get their first win of the year in blowout fashion. Maybe that's just arena football these days, just all blowouts. 42-16 for the Austin Wranglers. Forget about it. There's probably the biggest shocker of the year. Not necessarily that we won, but just the score. 59-35 for Grand Rapids. The Gladiators, that's a defensive showdown there between Las Vegas and Dallas. Vegas gets the 2-point win over the Desperados. So if you're wearing black and red, you're in a good position right now. There's a lot of black and red teams, and they're all looking real good. The Utah Blaze at 4-1. They get the win over the LA Avengers. The Crush picking up the win against the Philadelphia Soul, 55-34. Sabercats get their second win second win of the year over the Chicago Rush. And the Orlando Predators stay undefeated, 38-35 over the New York Dragons. So next week, we got the Colorado Crush on the road, 3-2. Let's kind of look at as far as what we got schedule-wise. You can see, I mean, you want to talk about a consistent defense. Look at that, 35s all the way up and down that we have had on the board. After that overtime game in week 1, I mean, people said it was because we were at home. Well, nope, on the road, we're doing the same thing. It has been lights out for 4 consecutive weeks here in the season. Unreal. Got the Colorado up next, so a couple of road games, and then Vegas. So from Michigan, I mean, that's some deep travel all the way to Nashville, Colorado, and then the Gladiators. That'll be an interesting one, that Gladiators one. See what we're made of there. Then we got Utah at home, so we're starting to see, I mean, we had a stretch here where we were playing some weak teams, but you got the Crush, the Gladiators, the Blaze that are all pretty solid. Then you get some easy teams again, but then you get the Crush, the Desperados, our rematch with the Cats. Then you get some weak teams. So, boy, you got some. It's looking good. Now, we don't play the Predators in the regular season here at all. So that's something that's kind of interesting to take a note at, that we won't see Orlando. But quick look at the standings. Rampage sitting up top 5-0, but looking right up at them. Utah, Nashville, and Las Vegas. Colorado with a big win can get in the playoff discussion. And on the national side, it's the Predators and the Desperados. But who's going to get those final spots? The Soul, the Destroyers, the Voodoo. All right there. Thank you guys for tuning in. TB Sports 27. I'll try to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's probably going to be an early morning stream because it's a very, very busy day, as you guys know. So probably we'll get on early in the morning. So set your alarm. Join us early. If you can't join us, as you guys know, every single stream gets archived and placed on our Patreon page. So if you can't be up with us, be there on Patreon. But what do you guys want to see tomorrow? What do you guys want to see? I'm leaning towards Coach Shaquille O'Neal, Coach Shaq, some basketball. You know, what do you guys think? We do a little basketball on the channel. Let me know what you guys want to see. Gonna try to get some more Legend of Zelda done this week. So, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, TB Sports 27. Don't miss the rest of Arena Football and join us tomorrow. TB Sports.